So now that we got all the science crap out the way, let's get into the good stuff. Now, here's the theory, plain and simple. Around our planet, there are hundreds of land masses known as mesas. This is an isolated hill with a flat top and very steep sides. And some believe that these mesas are actually ancient, giant tree stumps. Why do they believe this? Because they look like giant tree stumps. Now, that's not too hard to believe given the size of the sequoias in California, one in particular, General Sherman. Over 2,700 years old, with a 25-foot base and 275-foot height, it is one of the oldest living trees in the world. So even if the oldest tree in the world is over 5,000 years old, then what happened to the older trees? These mesas look like the remains of trees that have been cut down, not to mention the mountains, which look like trees that have been broken off at their base. Now, if you look at something like Devil's Tower, we're talking about a tree that would have been over 19,000 feet tall, and the circumference of its base is a little over a mile long. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If a giant or alien cut this tree down, what do they do with it? Where are the remains of the machinery or tools it took to cut such a massive tree down? And where's the rest of the tree? What did they use it for?
Oh my God. What do you think happened?
Your natural state is beyond the physical, so to speak. Let's just call it the spirit realm. You can call it heaven. You can call it whatever you want. But that's your natural state, so to speak. They're all natural states. We understand that. But we're using this colloquialism to explain and illustrate a point. Many people on your planet have these outdated definitions of the idea of what it means to incarnate physically. You say, oh, well, my spirit has left the spirit realm and is now in a body, having a physical experience. All right, from one point of view, the experience is real, so that definition holds water if you wish to go from the idea of the point of view of the experience itself. But that's not actually what's mechanically happening. You never leave your natural state. You're only dreaming that you have. You're all in heaven right now. Right now. But you're dreaming that you're not. And that's what you're waking up to. That's what you're remembering, is that you're already there. And as soon as you allow more awakening and more memory of the fact that you're already in your natural state, you will start experiencing your projected reality more and more like that state. Because you're already there, you've never left it. You can't leave it. It's not possible. Because there is only here and now. You're just pretending that there are other places in that here and now. And that's all right, because that's a real experience. And you can learn and discover more of yourself by having that experience. Because in a timeless state, you can't experience change. You can't experience growth. You can't experience discovering yourself from a new point of view. That's why you created the space-time dream. To actually experience the process of discovering yourself from a new point of view. So while the structure of existence never changes, your experience of it does. And that's what expands creation, is the creation of another point of view within the structure that never changes.
Oh man, that good vibes guy is full of knowledge. Chai on the water from Master Wolf. Who is Master Wolf? Sounds creepy to me, but let's see what is this he's doing. Oh my God. It's like he's forming some patterns on the water surface. Oh, how is this even possible? Is this magic or... oh my God. Ah.
好吃，哎呀，太好吃了！你也想吃啊？你也想吃？给你。好吃吗？好不好？
That guy is full of good vibes, man.
How to open your third eye? Okay, I'm going to show you exactly how to open your third eye. You're going to put your finger right here and you're going to press down, and you're going to count to 60 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you reach 60 seconds, you're going to stop. Okay? Then you're gonna start meditating and grounding yourself at sunrise and sunset. You're gonna do 20 minutes at sunrise. Okay, you're gonna meditate. You're gonna look at the sun when the sun is rising. Then you're gonna do 20 minutes at sunset when the sun is setting, so it doesn't hurt the eyes. This is gonna decalcify your pineal gland, opening your third eye. But it's not gonna happen right away. You need to practice. But your third eye will open. It'll probably take like maybe 2 weeks to a month or so, but you have to practice. You also need to start fasting. You need to start doing autophagy fasting. Stop eating all meat and seafood because it lowers the soul and body vibration. Stop eating all animal products too. As the vibrations start to raise, and as you continue to do sun gazing and meditation, you also need to listen. You get a headphone and start listening to meditation music. And at nighttime, what you're going to do is you're going to go into your room and you're going to know if your third eye is open, because close your eyes when you're in a room at nighttime and you're going to start seeing a light. You're going to know when your third eye is open, but you need to practice. This is what I do. I sun gaze every single day. See how beautiful the sun looks? Stop drinking all alcohol too. No alcohol. Stop taking pharmaceutical drugs. Stop taking over-the-counter drugs, because all of that stuff lowers your soul and body vibration. And once your third eye is open, you're going to be under spiritual attack. So you need to ground yourself every single day and get in the sun. So how are you doing today? Talk to me.
Oh man, I hope you're doing fine. Good vibes.
In this video, this guy explains how you know if someone is intelligent. Make sure you watch until the end and let me know what you think in the comments below.
Here's how you know that somebody is intelligent. And it's a simple rule, a maxim derived from a quote that goes back to the Russian author Dostoevsky, who once wrote, "The greater the intelligence, the greater the pain and suffering." Or, in his precise words, pain and suffering are always inevitable for a great intelligence and a deep heart. And there's a certain amount of Russian pathos here, but essentially it's a variation on a theme, which is that ignorance is bliss, but intelligence causes suffering. Intelligence means that you're aware that you're a finite being in an infinite universe. It's an awareness of injustice. It's an awareness that no matter how happy you are that one day it will end. It's an awareness that when you love, you're setting yourself up to be hurt. This is the pain of intelligence. And so the more intelligent you are, the more potential you have to suffer. And yet, it's precisely because of this suffering that you have to have a great heart, to have the courage to live nonetheless.
Oh my god, what is this now? Oh, it looks like some statue was dug up from some place. Looks very weird. Generous crow shares food with a very hungry rat. Oh man, these crows are very intelligent. Not just crows, but most of these animals. In fact, all of them, you see, because they are willing to be good to one another, despite them being of different breeds, completely, totally different species. Like this one is a bird, the other one is a rodent, and they are sharing. This is nice, man. This is good vibes. We should also be like that. Love people for being people.
There was an event that took place back in the late 40s known as the Babylon Working Ritual. Now, this was a ritual that was carried out by Jack Parsons, JPL. You know, people will even to this day say that JPL stands for Jack Parsons Laboratories, but on paper it's Jet Propulsion Laboratories. JPL is major. It's a historic, so much surrounding this, so much history here. Jack Parsons was not professionally trained, yet he was tapping into high technology and building rockets. How do you do that without any type of formal training? There were no rocket programs in America before Jack Parsons. This is paramount to understand. This guy was tapping into theosophy, Thelema, the religion of Aleister Crowley. He was a disciple of Aleister Crowley, and he was working with L. Ron Hubbard, who was the founder of Scientology. Interestingly, not only did L. Ron Hubbard start Scientology, but he was a science fiction writer. The movie Battlefield Earth with John Travolta, well, that was written by L. Ron Hubbard. Interestingly also, John Travolta is a Scientologist, right? Now, I mention this because this is a man who writes science fiction, yet he started a religion based on science fiction. There has to be something in there where he's getting these clues and these ideas. He's getting these from another realm.
Of supernatural activity that took place after that ritual was performed.
Babylon Working was successful according to Jack Parsons. Matter of fact, Parsons said in his Antichrist Manifesto that they were successful and that a child was conceived in that act, and that there was a spirit known as Hilarion. The government puts together this group that says we're going to get answers to what exactly took place out there in the desert in California by Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard. They go to Jack Parsons, and keep in mind, Jack Parsons is also working with the government. He's now been given, special privileges on things. So they go to him, they say, Jack, all of this stuff that's happening right now, did you do this? Did you do this? And he said, I think so. Now, shortly thereafter, Jack Parsons blows himself up in a lab. Accidental. It was not intentional. Belief was that whoever opened up the portal had to close the portal. Well, Jack Parsons is now dead. Wow. And the federal government is now having to understand and depict exactly to the public what's happening here. And so this group is researching, and out of that group, they finally start to make some headway. They know they're dealing with entities. And so in all of that, they begin to try to make contact with those entities, maybe for some help, maybe because they're trying to figure out how to close this thing, maybe they're trying to figure out how to undo what Jack Parsons did. So they go through satanic rituals to communicate, because that's the only method of communication that they know that works to contact these entities. In doing this, there's a small faction known as the Collins Elite. But once they began to engage in satanic rituals and magic and alchemy, this group says, hey, you know what? This is not what we signed up for. This small group raises up. It's a faction. It's a counterpoint group, which means that they are no longer in agreement with the big group. They have a different opinion. They say, we have a Christian worldview. This goes against our Christian worldview. And so they see that entities are being channeled and communicated with, and now technology is being given through these rituals to these other members of the government. So the Collins Elite says, whoa, 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 this is dangerous. You guys are really playing with fire here. We can't support this. We can't do this. And they came up with this idea that the aliens were going to take over, and that in order to protect our country from the aliens, from the entities, they believed that we needed to instate a forced theocracy based on the law of Moses. Okay, this was what's known as a limited access program, or an LAP. A limited access program means that nobody in Congress has to know about this.
The Collins Elite were a counterpoint group within different governmental organizations that were party to satanic ritual being.
God, that's scary, man. Ah.
Se liga nesse vídeo aqui, é a parte 3. Se for real, pode ter sido alagado, né? Com dilúvio.
This looks straight up amazing. Oh, it is so crystalline over here. Yeah. Dang, dude, it's like a black void. Holy. Dude, the lake's gone. The lake's gone. There was that green lake in here last time. Check it out. I am way
Alguma coisa verde, eu não entendi o que ele falou.
It's like 100 feet down.
Mas é antigo, hein?
Way up too. This is wild. And then they're just poking out the side of the dome here.
Esse cara tá só, mano?
That's a dome that goes down. Anybody down there?
Segue aí, tem mistério todo dia.
What do you think is that place, man? Wow.
The process of biological transmutation, which was our original imprint, we were not meant to die. If you understand how to activate DNA, and you can fix the mess that's been done to our DNA, death was not originally part of the human condition. Transmutation was the way to get out of here. You didn't leave a body behind. You didn't have to. The bodies didn't get sick because you knew the mechanisms by which they stayed healthy. That's all been taken away from us because of the way our history unfolded. The Indigos are bringing back our heritage. They're bringing back the knowledge. And I know this, and I know it intimately, because I'm one of them. I'm one of the Indigos. There's 3 types we'll talk about later. I'm a type 1. And I'm not the only one. There's 350 like me right now, and there's like 2,500,000 of type 3. So there's a lot of indigos here already, okay? When I speak about indigos, I'm not speaking about somebody told me something about indigos and I'm passing on to you. I know what it's like to be raised in an indigo body here. I know what the indigo body means and what the gene code is doing. So I'm speaking from the heart as well as the mind when I talk about this stuff. We need to understand how our DNA functions. If we're going to understand how the DNA of the indigos differs from that of human, why they are considered, even though they birthed through human bodies, why, you know, through human parents, why they are considered literally a hybrid ET race. There is a distinct difference in their gene code. And I've done diagrams in these chart packs to show you that difference, because it becomes really apparent when you have the spatial relationships and the visual diagrams.
Oh my God. Did you know about that? Huh? Why don't the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean mix? Oh, I didn't know. But why would they mix? See, I think they are just the same as water from both sides. Or it's like this waters have chaos or something like that. You see, it's like there's a big line there that is separating them. How is this even possible? Oh, what type of chemistry is this that works here? Oh, good people of Earth that do investigation and know about this stuff, about water and kind of stuff. Please leave some comments on what you think about this. You see, myself, I've never been in a place where there is so much water like this. So I don't know much about it, and this is quite mind-boggling. Oh my God. Some water here looks blue, the other one looks green, and they are not mixing, and it's the same place. What is happening there? Is it some that one is salt water, the other is not salt water? Oh, can salt water and the other one that is not salt mix? I don't know. Please leave some comments about that. I don't know about that. Anything. Maybe I lie to you and there is no need, because you're preaching about honesty. Oh, what was that? Looks like some giant fish from the past. Oh my God. And some UFO sighting on the beach. Oh, look at that. Looks like some flying what object? Oh my God, that is even changing shape. This is crazy. This is insane. Is this even real? Is this a movie, or this is some made up footage? Please leave your thoughts on this. But the person recording seems frightened and is even running because of having seen that. Or what do you think happened here? This is creepy, man. Are this really UFOs or some government planes that you don't know about that look like this? Oh, or some big type of drones. You know, these days with technology, people can create stuff that is very frightening, you see? What do you think about that? Please leave some comments, wonderful souls. And thank you very much for watching. Up to this far, hit the like button if you haven't. The super thanks if you can. You see, and spread love, peace, forgiveness, and unity across all races. Don't look at the color or religion or beliefs. No, we are all humans. Let's spread love so that we can understand one another. Love is a language everyone can understand.
Now, the devices I want to show you today are fairly simple and they're easy to make. This piece starts with either a plastic or a metal can that has the bottom cut out, and it's simply attached to this small wooden board. Over the end is going to go this half a balloon, and it's going to be held in place by this rubber band. There we go. Boy, that was quick. And finally, this little plastic mirror is taped onto the surface. On the other end, I'm going to tape this laser down, and it's going to be on a slight angle. The tape's going to hold the laser button on, and I'm simply aiming it right for that mirror. Now, with a little bit of smoke, we can see the incoming beam and the outgoing beam. It's that outgoing beam that's going to form the patterns for us. Now, to use this, I'm simply going to aim that laser to the back wall and make sounds into it. Frequencies. Now, these might be a little bit hard to see in the video, so I think it might be better if I try these in the dark.
Now, by talking to it, and I keep my voice nice and low, I get better figures than if I talk higher. Can't see to get much up here. Let's go back down to la 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 la. Oh, oh, oh.
It's Instead of me talking, let's try it with an electric piano. As would be expected, I'm getting patterns that are quite a bit bigger using a speaker, anywhere from 2 feet up to about 6 feet wide. We can also try it with a tone generator. Now the question is, why does this do this? Well, it starts with sound waves and the way
Oh
sound is
man,
made.
that is interesting. Physics is very interesting.
Have you noticed that there are two different realities happening right now? So there is a split that has taken place. If you have noticed, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have, that there is a split between the unconscious and conscious people. Now, the people living in the unconscious world, aka the 3D, are not even close to experiencing what we're experiencing right now. Like, they're living in a whole other reality. And that reality is very full of 3D thinking, mostly programming, a lot of fear, a lot of anger, a lot of confusion. These people are in a very, very different reality than us. Now, what we're experiencing are all these crazy, weird fucking symptoms, right? So the fatigue and, the body stuff and the headaches and the ear ringing and the weird quantum time shifts and, time dilation and distortion and seeing visions and having all of these crazy esoteric experiences and awakenings. Yeah, there's literally a group of people that are parallel to us that are not experiencing any of this. And the funny thing is that you could see the very obvious split between the 3D and the 4D right now. And the people that are living in the 4D reality right now have no idea really what's going on in the 3D. 4D folks are now feeling a complete separation from the 3D reality now. You feeling it? You know what I'm talking about? You're feeling... Okay, so 4D people don't feel connected to the 3D world anymore. It's almost kind of like what happens in 3D stays in 3D. The 4D people are taking no interest in mainstream media, mainstream information. They are just living in their own reality, their own little bubble. They're not getting overly consumed emotionally with what's going on, and they're just focusing on themselves and their own journey right now. And that might seem very odd to a lot of people as to why this group of people are doing this, but there's a reason. So if you're feeling weird, if you're feeling like you are no longer connecting to people in the outside world any longer, you're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. There are literally two parallel realities existing simultaneously together. We are coexisting, but also separating at the same time. And then once we get into 2024, expect like even a greater separation. This is so cool to be literally experiencing the biggest consciousness shift to ever happen to humanity. And we are going through this. we're experiencing this, and it's amazing. So just know that you're not alone. You're supported, you're heard, you're not crazy, and don't let the 3D folks make you feel like you're crazy, because of course they're going to think you're crazy because they are not living in your reality. Enjoy the 5D, folks.
Oh, good vibes, man.
Here, so we can take a 7 off. Place it here. Now watch it. You guys place it here and I just shoot it to my phone. I would do one.
Oh, how is that even possible?
Wow.
Man, that's a good show by nature. Wonderful.
If you go to Scandinavia or Sweden or Norway or even over here to Alaska or even the North Pole if you're allowed to, then you will notice that during the summer when the sun is on this red line for 3 months, during those 3 months of summer at Sweden or Norway, then the sun will be at the horizon, literally walking on water if you're at the beach. You will notice that the sun does not set for 3 months. It's called a polar day. So it's one day that lasts 3 months where it doesn't set, it doesn't go under or above your head. So the idea is that there's 2 solstices and 2 equinoxes. When the sun is on this red line, it's the Tropic of Cancer, June 21st. When the sun is on this blue line, it's the Tropic of Capricorn, December 21st. That's June 21st, December 21st. There are 2 days when the sun is on this line. And it's basically the March 21st and September 21st. March 21st and September 21st are the 2 equinoxes where the sun rises at 6 a.m. and sets at 6 p.m. So there's 12 hours of daytime and 12 hours of nighttime. From 6 to 6 it's day, 6 to 6 it's night. Only on these 2 days. When the sun is here, it's called Passover because it happens in March 21st, and that's when the Jews eat and sacrifice a ram. Because the sun conquers the sign of the ram, so these Jews want to kill and conquer the ram. It's a metaphor. Every Passover, when the sun passes over the equator, because it goes negative, neutral, positive, neutral, has to pass over the neutral, and that's Passover in spring, the ram. And that's when the sun conquers that sign, because you look up and you won't be able to see the ram. The sun is blocking that sign for 30 days, because it goes in each sign for 30 days. Now the point is, that's called the equinox, where the night is equal to the day. Equinox equal night. When the sun goes up here, then the nights are shorter and the days are longer, because when the sun leaves America, it goes right back, so the days are long. When it's over here, the sun leaves for a longer time, and also the sun is not giving us light, it's down here. So there you have it. That's the and that's why when the sun goes down here, Australia has summer. And there you have it, guys. That's how it works. That's how the tropics work.
That's creepy.
One of the ways in which we actually create our spacecraft is by generating certain types of frequency fields that are other dimensional in nature and growing the craft on them in the form of a kind of crystalline material.
Thank you so much.
The idea of growing them this way, on this field, being that it is extra-dimensional, is that the craft made of this crystalline material can be very, very thin, and yet because it is being grown in a dimension slightly outside or out of phase with the dimension that it will inhabit from that point forward, it is very difficult to bend the hull, because bending the hull would be like trying to push it into another dimension.
So you use the fields to organize the structure of the ship?
Yes.
Wonderful.
And then the ship, based on that organizational structure, actually becomes a physiological conduit through which our own higher minds can actually express themselves in physical reality directly, and that is why anyone who pilots one of our craft is actually telepathically linked to the ship, because they are connected to their own higher mind, which is actually the ship in physical form.
Man, that is really fascinating. I'd like to experience the whole process of making that ship. What? Look at this. Oh, how can she do this? This is incredible. Oh, how is this even possible? Oh my God. That's nice, man. Hey, that's some trick and try someday.
3 balloons, a black balloon inside a clear balloon, inside another clear balloon. I hope you can see that. This was a suggestion from one of my students. Question being, can I influence the middle balloon, the black one, without influencing the other two? My answer is, I don't know. I haven't tried before, so we're going to have a go. If I can get this to sit here without blowing away. And there's quite a bit of breeze out here at the moment. Let's see. So the answer is yes. I don't know if you can see that in there.
I didn't know how that is even possible. Is this now what people call it telekinesis or something like that? Or is this magic or what is this? Is this guy doing some air bending type of stuff? Oh, this is crazy, man. Oh. And even his kid is surprised. He's wondering how can father do this? What's up with it? Is he okay? You see, the mother is a bit happy and is good vibes, but the child seems surprised. And he's wondering how is this even possible? You see? Oh my God, this is crazy. What type of powers is this?
The notion that physical bodily functions are due to an invisible, energetic, or spiritual principle existing in all living creatures has roots going back at least to ancient Egypt.
What? Hey. What type of machine is that?
These cycles have been shown to us in the old world, from the sightings of 2 suns to even 3 suns. This realm operates on a cycle, and it seems that cycle is repeating again. Now, no one knows the exact dates of these resets. And you know that I'm certainly not a subscriber to any mainstream religion. I think most of it's all about control. But as you know, if you follow this page, there are plenty of truths to be found hidden in old world text. The Bible is no different. Though it went through many rewritings and many twistings and corruptions at the hand of man, there is still a lot of truth in it. Like that verse from Luke chapter 21 that I copied. I believe we are beginning to see those signs in the sky and the stars. Many are starting to witness this multiple sun phenomenon. I myself have witnessed it in recent years. Before that, I was quite the skeptic of it. But the more and more videos of this I see, the more I dig up from the past that correlate these sightings. It is very hard to just dismiss them. And there are certainly no lens flares. Like I said before, I've seen these reset cycles seem to happen every 200 years. And with that, it suggests we're close to another one. I would love to be wrong, but I just go off of the evidence that I have uncovered myself. And as always, this is my own opinion, my own thoughts. But let me know what you think in the comments. Truth is always stranger than the fiction we're sold on our televisions. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Oh, good vibes, people. Thanks for watching up to this far, man. You see, that footage is evidence that there's absolutely a lot of stuff going on around us. You see, there is some good friend of mine someday was telling me that in the Bible, some place in Revelation, that it is written in the end days that there shall be signs all over in the stars, and people shall have to read those signs to understand what is going on. But now with what is going on around us, you see, people are not honest and you cannot know whether the signs are real or made up. So guys, let's be real with one another. Let's love one another and care for your neighbor as you do for yourself. That way you can do incredible stuff and heal the world even of all this chaos. Big up to yourself. Leave some comment there. Much love. Peace and love be with you till next time. You are loved. Goodbye.